ourselves a region. Why does Uganda Day in the fast for people that have been most recent months? They get to, we know it's the calendar says it's a public history of it be really passed on to the most recent. But speaking of history, back to June and the year 81, when a group of Kavamba sub-county district risked their lives, a fledged force that had back on Kavamba military that year. These ordering food, providing intelligence and support during one of the most dangerous Uganda's transition struggle. Saying that decision. Later, the government does the very same day, 9th day, to honor not only individuals but also courage whose sacrifice contributed to the country's struggle and journeying us to what was peace and progress. Yet, Heroes Day has been a public holiday and still remaining. Remember the heroes or merely day of holiday. Powerful thing the Maya Angelou did once. The great hope of every individual character is what Heroes Day is to celebrate, not the political or military rank, courage and service. The majority of our citizens of 35 young people actually know the Kavamba, if not by that we'll do a special report about it. How many heroes that are being said, and perhaps more importantly, seeing themselves that they can be narration. Now that becomes more relevant right now. Nationalizing, expend funding for national in the financial year 27 that will be 2 days. So it's costing the country money, business activity and economy. How do their value can actually be quantified, memory be costed? It's something that belongs in history books or encounter every day in the education sector. Oil and gas sector, men and women who broke that had been fast and benefit on gas sector in the country. So on a day special national thing that we are put on. Joining me at their own capacities, be a conversation, word for memory, but also into present day exactly how it's to you and 5 years from extreme left. I do in Akampwera, advisor with the national and advocate for civil and national conscience, spent years in patriotism and value addition to young people. Jacklene,
good morning.
How do you feel as a hero on this?
I think being takes a lot of risk, and I might look, but as a young person that I have to take kind of government, at least I do not have to my security. Me being a government, I salute the people that have created government for me today. But most, when I being a hero like me, that this generation, what it means, I think I do, because home, we have care of us, we supported us, we're there for us, don't have. I should have some of us did there was apart from the SST, actually knowing people who died. The civilians thought that, who is my mother? I love my mother so much. Later, at an adulthood stage, then what to me it means you must. It's not something big. You must be able yourself. Most of the times we think, I can't do me. No, later, and that with time. Okay, being a hero, you must be in security. We saw nurses and their lives. The nurse that helped during that time. And that nurse in her own company, she couldn't help, said, you know what, I'm pregnant. So to me now, I understand being a hero.
Okay. We do. He's another his voice advocate for from the East, bringing it on a national level. Politician aspirations, the frustrations of generation. Conversations with him, especially during the where he brought the national picture. These things that we have to undertake from a youthful inheritance of given a nation and the ones that right now. So morning and welcome to the.
Good morning, Priscilla. At NTV. I'm really happy to this day. Viewers and all Uganda heroes, the magnitude of heroic because being about impact is, but because they need to ask ourselves what is the magnitude of service that makes me hero over my fellow hero. So basically, because from the young people woke up, there is a barrier of one person. Hero in the game of rugby, who passed on justice in Uganda, who commemorate with our condolences. Because when at 27, us as young people, us to know, being identified with being victims in society, society also with the community exists. So it was real and that day of a young person in it. I find that we have the responsibility that Uganda built on because what is the foundation you come to take over. So heroism is more of risk than heroism is more of contribution. So I think look forward to the Congress Day is a day stubborn 74 president has a right to declare a public and declare a deed to Muchibi Rutamaguzi in his life. He also had to reach the contribution his life and effort. It's not in bad spirit. We need to always learn to as Ugandans and to contribute the seeing that it is today. Thank you.
Okay. We also recognized for the prize that Jackie mentioned, service that Ivan has made, and today he serves as the JEEMA season before speaking in teams, governance on accountability participation. We do joining us on this day of Good Heroes Day.
Morning, please. Thank you, Priscilla and NTV for the opportunity. Radio introduction, Kabamba. It has had never in mind that I can be a hero. I'm someone who have an attachment with that history. Kabamba, who launched a struggle in the royal tribe, and that's where actually I took into the activities. I don't know, a toddler maybe. Who are you?
You're a toddler.
But even then, I contributed. Taken, I understand Kadogos where. For those Kabamba.
Please continue us the summarized. Our eyebrows are up.
So to me now that I'll be a hero. You welcomed me, and until now those words of having been that. But if, yes, you give a full story. The young man who used to carry, I never got in amongst those who were, I mean, with the guns and the rest, was buying food. If anybody knows. That's where they were calm. They had uncle left our and then to the future fighters. Never took record of that. Now that's why I'm appreciate opportunity offered by. But even I think as is, we need this concept of heroes, a consensus that everybody knows who should be hero. We need that well. We need it well. So that it can, you say, I can't describe myself as a hero, but I have a lot to do so. I have to contribute. For do it, it's not for me, the flag. And this is where we should, for generation, for individual, for private gain, called Uganda. And so in that case, the country, when should consider a hero?
What would be your definition?
Yes, first of all, it comes out of an action. Extraction, whose inspiration doesn't even stop the boundaries of Uganda. Transnational boundaries. National impact, Ugandans. The impact was, of course, inspired in the first place. For cutting across, limited to a particular, must be endured across a number of generations.
On that note, a statement that he has made is that it must not mean a generation or heroes, but forward. You've been able to, to relate to it in 25 years later, so many generations in those 2 years. Particularly today, how can we stand the wise day as Heroes Day?
I think it begins our community and everyone in the country. Back then, it takes a whole field. But currently, looks like it's a nuclear family. The child tends what the society is from internet, from social media, has left to actually what this generation knows and how it knows. Example is one, the driver and is overtaking in every single. This is on a business. We must take this. Number 3, sees the parent. People are bringing sack at home. I am not talking about, I'm talking about these are people they're in their 30s. To the point of getting a job, expects the parent to get them a job without, it's like, Dad, to my friend, could you, but the time to understand. And it could even a wide population campaigns, watch candidates. I don't think there is any young person this campaign will is. Because I promise, they're abusing each other. Many things happen and we come back to blessing. So for me, what we done for our generation, one is that we must, for example, we have never actually, public holidays that you see at 10 have out. He's not to tune in to NTV, watch Heroes Day, to do that. And the child, every day is just holiday on Heroes Day, is to sit at home, to another TV. No, there was MTV best, so I don't know, something entertaining. But this the father to sit down. The history was Priscilla, I'm not going to come and then start teaching hero is. Then we go to me kind of information. I see TikTokers. What are they putting there today? Of TikTokers today, what would I get? If it was in Kololo, would record someone walking, Honorable Priscilla walking in. But they are supposed to celebrate youth and say, oh, we minister for, by the way, here, and my fellow parents, me, why is a minister for not a youth gentleman? Now youth ministering this for the youth. We should also celebrate. Took him, stood up as a minister. Now, a colleague here said, what happens after it? Will there be a hero? For example, a speaker who was a woman, and at discussions, now we have a speaker who is a prime minister, who is vice president, who is a woman. And those are our, when it comes to, we are looking at this. Cross-told everyone was looking at, and a woman can be a speaker. What happens after that will determine or not, and send us generation out there. Let them use internet. What a hero is. Them thinking that it will be that you're the old one, young, but now old ones. So what and Jackie support? Sometimes with information.
You out has remind responsibility on his primary community settings, and then as time came in, social next to the education sector, schools and classrooms remind you of why we commemorate and observe. Fortunately, those days that now also you have talked about TikTokers talking about today right now. Thing is a video the last years and the rest of the things as company, the different companies that is seeing for heroes very few. So there's no being made reference. President Museveni has always a nation that forgets risking things. And this is why what important is remembrance in due identity.
I think, let me left it. The of heroics ability the world faces is the big spirit of responsibility. Because even in the but when you read what stand out was I think even brother the Islam most faiths because of their courage. The importance of heroes be the burden freedom as young people are we acting because today they indeed bring a scenario in our communal response, but it has since longest story to say that responsibility increasing spirit of an opportunity identified as responsibility. Responsibility as the society, including sheep, family, everywhere. And that is where we could say that those who want to be heroes in TV should explore yourself, how much I contribute to society. You don't need to use, it's not an election. Can just responsible and earn your so importance. From review, those may be hot. First of all, Uganda here they have scrapped public holidays. The hotel owners is to be celebrated. Connection between the regions, like him. Would wonder why he's in Uganda when he was saved. There means there is been some change. They fought for their food. Or they need to go and whether the reasons they are seeing. So when you ask this, the young people need to who exceed in are awarded because in society is positivity that awarded that is. The guest countries around us have and they give medals. So that Uganda is short. Uganda is only visible, maybe leaders. I don't want to say we are all responsible. Is the only one that. So important is the country. It is very connection. It is very because as a country, all reflect. Who all be. There is a doctor who has maybe done a transplant. That is the first. Give cognizance. See that it builds people hard work. It is a country. What are we if we put too much of it would market a mindset line of view. Like I said, in a lot of things that is then part of it. But coming back, I find it ahead for young people that wouldn't get his such communities need to be increased on our tour. Because there are a lot of people who says need to go to and know they acted because where the money is
I put it that way. We do the international seated heroes, the heroes per man. These are first design 80s, but you have between the 80s and 25 movies of Superman, but is present. Not so. The Superman movie in 89 is doing up this year. There's actually one here. Just to read of heroism, that is present. I think to come in because this national hero viewed as through and military. It's only given to those that were in those categories. The fact that you are not given enough, you are a kadogo. When you said your story in the Bible, and he was recognized in the Bible. Overlooking the fact that in that time, the scientists, who transform every day in reference to what you're talking humanity.
Yeah, apparently doing something, looking for reward, by his commitment, offer. I want to. The family said that stage can be many possible, but you can be a house, a village. I think what at the national level, and that goes back to the point where I say, who is our hero man? Initially, that they must be extra, but it's positive. So we need to set the parameter. To be aware, to inculcate this, transforming it into. I'll give you a story. They forgotten the author, but the book of America. There was a time the government resources adequately paid the teachers in suffering, and when America was being made, and then the industrial male teachers was in the middle of the budget. They recruited the female. They were not enough. They grabbed, they inculcated child. Become a culture that is special for America. Do something special. Others can, with our children here, something special. That person, and that, as I said, something not limited to humanity. And this is why when you do, it inspires.
All right.
It doesn't stop.
Okay, we'll just a minute. You're making reference to and embed the present day. We'll return shortly.
Thank you for watching. My name is Raymond Tamale. It's Heroes Day. He's having a public holiday, more public holiday. So are not going to be in large numbers when celebrated. The celebrations are going to be scientific wisdom in the country, and all guests have been invited. About Heroes Day, and I'm sitting next to Kaguta, President Museveni. Heroes Day. Happy first. Good morning.
Good morning, Good morning.
Let's start from Heroes Day because people in the army, but what is that you can speak about because you speak for you belong to the NRM party.
Sir, I want Ugandans and especially which party, with Ugandans voting NRM, getting President 7 and up to LC1.
On this Heroes Day, comes at a point whereby through discrepancies. Well, at least you'd have, even if you move on the road right now, all home, and they're not doing okay. Such things whereby they so well.
Of course.
Do you agree though?
Economies all over the world, you keep. So where we have is not enough. We have, but I want saving discipline because of Ebola, medical. They take it seriously. For that, at the time, that's what they did. Of course, I'm not. You're
a businessman.
I'm no longer a politician, but I did not. From there, join the business world. You get any business opportunity, come and do it.
Back to how we do it.
Economically, since I have joined the business recent, we are doing well because they always hit, and still they are downtown, and others who are in the field, importer. Recently, I was in so it's average. The economy is average because if the target, that means people the taxes, people. So I think on the side of financial, I cannot tell on a daily basis when you get that money. Like for example, government interventions, operational school, so that people an income.
The people who are between the 25, do you think they see the day and what them?
I do upon us and the 45 and make sure that we tell it's upon government make it. That's why they so that people know it in schools. Example, Muslims were from and Mecca Day is our Mecca Day. Is our Mecca. So to package our history, we are studying the when we don't study our own. So I think education should in their career people will know where coming. As
one want to say that you're doing so well, are there shortfalls that you find in these 40 years of?
Yes, but I'm satisfied requirements. Oh my! But we think has done most of the basics. Has done on sectors, infrastructure, what education is still as a in our system. Heroes Day, it was done by who participated element in it. Generals and be specific, they are disturbing me on my land, and they are using high arrogance, using their office to assert us. If they care about other Ugandans, we have to weed out. And soon, we are very soon from today, even they have overrated that the Security Committee, them they think they are above. So those are really mean up the system. The arrogance, things we have to, even if I'm now a business, it gives me even chance freely to expose those people. We are going to expose them.
Do you think it's better, like in Rwanda and Kenya, days they have and clean hospital? Do you think it's should be by the Ugandan government? Look at the budgets. Now they're going to be scientific. It's going to speak. Do you think they can divert things moving forward?
Each country has the approach. And with the 7 and yesterday I saw them and taking all. I think so far so good. Our country has on the right vision here headed us. So I think by the time they think such a function, let us watch what they have for us. And also the other time when we had MK run that was corrected was
the needy.
This man that was cut from event, cut maybe one street. It has to ghetto. They add it on. It can border people. The government has plan. Citizens follow there is called NDPP 5. So they tell us.
Is going to speak in state and the theme is protecting. What do you think needs to be put around in these 5 years that people are happy? Is it service delivery? What do you think should?
I think you have been following me in 18. We promote come and join us and impunity and corruption in public. So I had presidents going to tackle that. I was happy. Public service, the Ministry of Public, they said they are going to introduce performance contracts. The government, I was happy. People have service or they have personalized. You look for a service from up to boss. They're asking you if you're on. If you then they say you call the how they bongo director mission. So if you don't go back, you write a letter once down the road. You come back to your letter when address and everything. Things that focus on. For impunity is high. You find the road with working in any office, scaring you, beating up people. The things we win this time.
Thank you so much, Nsereko. Kaguta's Heroes Day here in China. I didn't know that also the favored also cry, but that privilege as we see studio personal roga to go there morning
on daily basis.
All right, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed of our leaders electing on national. And this brings back the conversation Akampwera, who's presenting the NRM Day. Young people and really at them the table of and the emulation us as a country. So he's also here with Dr. Swaib Nsereko, who is also here as the spokesperson, and he was making a post to a book that has been King of America, Cleon, and of course he was giving lessons from pictures of the American, the universal thing that in many cases appears a title in it to educate. At the end of the day, it's bringing into what people did at a game can be translated into, which was a case you were making.
Yeah, made an American proud of it. You cannot around with an American in presence. You cannot violate it, and you leave that place. They will have to answer for that. Proud they are about the heroism, the sense, and who should make the list. When you scan list, you see many of them military background, them having engaged that kind of activity is a dangerous trend. We limit ourselves to that, diversify.
So on that, using this open up eyes and voices together, we then a way forward, and this whole element of heroism for us as Heroes Day was to paint from scratch. Today, on this one thing that you would be incorporated today. Let me start with you, Jackie.
Well, I think it should be communities, this national big, that breaks this national. What about our community? I think we should honor that should suggest it local government that's being celebrated. We should also have celebrating. We should have to districts. We should know. Not tell me that at up to this day 50 people and cabinet, you will find that they didn't have a hero. Encouraging these people If a district, Ivan here is our high, because Ivan did EFG, recognize Ivan a society, it will have something to relate. Me watching TV and seeing recognized brings me to the second point. Seeing someone being recognized 10 years ago, now these 20 asking themselves, because they even know what happened. But of things that happen, we have women front line, we have, but these men are not at that level.
They're not old enough, of age,
and maybe
to
not. Do you know what it takes? Even I come from Nyabushi to is a big risk.
Even if we this day to be more holistic of the whole, how would you redesign it?
Again, from the political, it should be widened. I help to lead him. It is more of contribution you've made you see in thematism, in terms of inspiration. From the pro, it should be more about excellent service. Saturday today is creating, because I don't want to use a bad word, no one is broker, but tailored towards this and responsibility, not dominate, but excel. You create towards creativity, towards innovation, but you contribute. For example, it could be new knowledge and innovation. Could also be the inspiration of discipline. So the mentality of doing things as long as the rest should do away with that.
But Priscilla,
we'll take the debate. Let him finish his point.
So the other recommends it should be across sports, needs to be creatives. And we need to come here as given me some my hero here and hero see that he gives a big medal for the mornings. It should be. I don't want to say that certain discipline than others.
Dr. Swaib?
Yeah, for current legal framework in this issue is national honors. National honors, we are of those responsibility. There are a number of gaps, and that's the static, so that we can guide it. Or for example, the NFs which were narrow touched, and them. Liberation, you cannot limit group. The liberation waves. So we cannot be around 1985. There's precisely someone want to build governance. Researchers, in fact, the narrowness for them to widen it to the strength and the rest. They revamped the national. Those ones.
All right.
Coffee after attack.
Yes,
that was an enemy.
And thank you,
JEEMA will do it.
All right. Okay. By example, for your submissions on this, we've opened a can of worms. Hopefully, that is actually adding to the next generation of to see for our country. I don't know. Speaking of heroes, one of our